Here are 3 fun facts I've never revealed on this channel before. 1. I'm a 7-time state gooning champion and won 3 consecutive tournaments in a row from 2017 to 2019. 2. I'm a 2-time national gooning champion and have an undefeated finals record of 2-0. And 3. I'm currently wearing a Bluetooth butt plug with Wi-Fi connectivity, which you can actually control by typing !vibrate in the comments of this video. However, in the years leading up to my gooning championship run, I specifically remember my doctor would always tell me to be careful and not to train too hard because apparently gooning can be potentially dangerous. What happens when you goon too much by Psych2Go?
As we learn about our bodies, we tend to wonder what is normal and what isn't. That goes for our physical and mental traits.
Okay, first of all, what do you mean by like normal and like abnormal? Like say for example, someone is like addicted to watching like anime corn. Like other people might think that's weird, but like for this person, it's pretty normal. But also when they're saying physical and mental traits, I think what they're sort of alluding to is that physical traits as like, you know, like bestiality and stuff. And then mental traits is like, you know, like foot fetishes and all that stuff.
So you may have wondered, am I masturbating too much? It's a worthwhile question to ask. Everyone is different, but sometimes when you recognize that your habits might be a little extreme, it's good to pause and really think about it.
I mean, me personally, I don't think it's an issue for me. I don't think I goon too much. But the thing is, like, if you did goon too much, I don't think you would actually, like, realize it's an issue until you, like, you know, hear about other people's experiences. Like, say, for example, you goon, like, maybe, like, 30 times a day, which is, like, pretty normal. You would only really think that's, like, abnormal if you heard of people gooning, like, maybe, like, once or twice a day or, like, maybe, like, 3 times a week or something.
That being said, if you do find yourself relating to these points, just know that there's nothing to be ashamed of. This topic is important enough to discuss with a qualified professional. If you're concerned about your habit and you want to know more about it, you're on the right track, so let's get into it. When is it too much? There are a lot of factors that influence your sex drive. For example, how well you sleep, how much you exercise, and of course, your hormones.
Wait, so you're saying if I take sleeping pills to make myself sleep longer, and if I exercise harder as well, and if I inject myself with hormones, then I can break the world record for the amount of times like gooned in a day, like 1,000 times in a day? What is the world record? Wait, okay, I'm sure there is a world record. The world record is 16 goons in 1 hour. That is, wait, 16 goons in 1 hour? Actually, no, that's for a man. For a woman, it is, wait, what is it? Oh my god, 134? Bro, 134 goons in an hour? Bro, that's 2 goons every single minute. That's 1 goon every 30 seconds. That is pretty impressive. Okay, that's also very scary at the same time.
Your hormones can sometimes feel like they're working against you. Maybe you don't want to be thinking about sex constantly, but your hormones just won't give you a break.
Bro, why do they use... Okay, bro, so they're using Gojo from Jujutsu Kaisen to represent the man who all women goon to. Yeah, all women goon to Gojo. And then they're using Makima as the example of the woman who all men goon to. Yeah, every single man has gooned to Makima. Okay, to be fair, to be completely honest, like, I have, but like, okay, it's like, but I assume not every single dude, like, finds Makima attractive, and not every single woman finds Gojo attractive.
But trying to fight your hormones isn't really an option either. Hormones are chemicals, and their balance can greatly influence your emotions and behavior. Trying to influence your hormones would involve medication, which as a teenager could stunt your development. But your hormones making you want to masturbate isn't a bad thing. It's natural, and according to a study published in Archives of Sexual Behavior, early masturbation experience won't damage your development and adjustment into adulthood.
Okay, I guess that's pretty comforting to know, because yeah, for me personally, bro, I was joking it straight out the womb. No one was stopping me. Like, my hand was like immediately like glued to my dingling.
You might already know, on an instinctual level, if you're masturbating too much.
I'm not.
If you're doing it multiple times a day, repeatedly to the point that it feels like your body can't keep up, you're probably doing it too much. If it's disrupting your life and you find yourself planning your day around when you can masturbate, you're definitely doing it too much.
I mean, I use Google Calendar to sort of organize like my work and my life and everything. And I'm not gonna lie, like sometimes I have slotted in a little like 15-minute event like for gooning, like specifically for gooning. But I mean, I don't think I'm doing it too much to the point where my body can't keep up. Like, what do you mean by that? Like, do you mean you have like no more ammo left in the like the magazine? Like, you're just firing blanks, like nothing is like shooting from the gun?
It affects your baseline happiness. During COVID-19, researchers looked into how it affected people's habits. Interestingly, they found that sexual desire and arousal were no longer the only or even the main motivators for masturbation.
What?
Both men and women would masturbate as a relief from anxiety, depression, and boredom. The issue, however, is that when you are secluded and turning to a specific action or substance for relief, you could become addicted, especially if, after masturbating, you're still bored or anxious. Over time, you might find yourself feeling distracted or frustrated as you constantly search for a time and place to masturbate. When you start to rely on masturbation to feel happy, or at least normal, your baseline happiness has shifted. Your level of happiness shouldn't depend on a substance.
Okay, yes, okay. That actually makes sense. It's sort of like, you know, substance abuse. Like when you do like heroin or something. Like if you do heroin every single day, like once you get off heroin, it's like really, really, really hard to like adapt. Apparently, like allegedly, like according to them.
We see this with addicts where they have to start their day with a cigarette or weed, or in this case, masturbation. Sure, some habits can help you feel like you're ready for the day, but you shouldn't feel frustrated or hollow until the habit has been fulfilled. Your relationship with sex will change. This is a good way to test if you're masturbating too much. If you're in a relationship and you have a preference for masturbating rather than intercourse, it could be that the sex isn't great or you're desensitized through masturbation.
Wait, but if you have like a partner, like, wouldn't it be better to do the frickety rather than do the gooning? Like, isn't the frickety like the level above gooning? Why would you want to just, you know, just lock yourself in your room alone, just goon like alone instead of like, you know, do the frickety with someone else? That would be so lonely to just like lock yourself like in a corner. You just like curled up in the corner, just gooning against the wall. That is okay, that bro. But I guess, yeah, if it gets to this stage where you're gooning rather than doing the frickety, yeah, I think 100%, yeah, so, like there's something wrong. Or maybe it's just that your girlfriend or boyfriend is just clapped, like absolutely clapped, like the most chopped thing you've ever seen in your entire life. Like they look like this. They literally look like this.
You might feel too lazy for sex if you've got your mind used to the instant gratification of masturbation. This could hold a lot of negative implications for future relationships. Sexual satisfaction is a building block of relationship satisfaction for many people. Being unable to practice intimacy with your partner can make you and your partner more stressed. And if anxiety and stress are triggers for your masturbation habit, it could become a seemingly unending cycle. This scenario only really applies to those who really do masturbate too much. Depending on what your relationship is like, masturbation while in a relationship is common. People have different libidos, and sometimes schedules can push couples to miss out on sex for weeks at a time. But if you are repeatedly missing out on sex because of masturbation, you're probably doing it too much.
Wow, like you have literally no more bullets left in your magazine. Like there's no more ammo left. And so she texts you to come over to her house. And when you arrive there, like there was literally no more bullets. Like this was you in the morning, and then this is you like by the afternoon, you only have one more bullet left. And then by the time you get to her house, like all 6 chambers of the revolver are empty, and you have no other bullets to reload it with.
Masturbating more doesn't help. We've mentioned it before, but there is a connection between your mental state and your intention to masturbate. It feels good. So when men in particular are feeling negative emotions, they might masturbate to release endorphins and dopamine. But what we know is that this is a temporary fix. The more you rely on masturbating for this relief, the more you will want to masturbate.
So basically, gooning is like a bit of a drug then. So that means, is it bad to goon? Like perhaps, like, is it bad to not goon? Like, what are the downfalls and like the negative effects of just not gooning at all? Surely the positives of not gooning outweigh the positives of gooning, right? Okay, but online people are saying that it's like, you know, if you don't goon ever, then like you can never release your stress. But I feel like, I don't know. I feel like that's like a bit of a weak argument, Lukey, because there are so many other ways to release stress. Like you can literally play Fortnite. Do people still play that game these days?
If anything, it could make you feel worse. Many people feel guilty for masturbating, whether it's because of your religion, the way you were raised,
I do not feel guilty
your own personal feelings. You may have felt wrong
I'm
for
a proud
masturbating.
Gooner champion.
If you are a chronic masturbator, but you feel constant guilt over it, it could lead you down a dark path of severe depression and poor self-esteem.
What? Wait, is this a real thing? Do people feel like that embarrassed and that guilty about gooning that they like that they like spiral into like depression and stuff. But I guess maybe, you know, if it's like really, really, really frowned down upon for like religion and stuff, yeah, okay, yeah, maybe I would understand. But like if you don't have any, you know, religious restrictions or like any sort of restriction, is it really that embarrassing to be a gooner? Like I won 3 consecutive tournaments from 2017 to 2019, and my entire town, like they celebrated it for me. Like they were congratulating me, everything. Like I felt like amazing. Like for some reason, I specifically remember everyone was feeding me like they were giving me like pineapple flavored like foods and stuff like as gifts for winning the tournaments. Like they were giving me pineapple cake, like pineapple tin, pineapple fruits, everything. Like they were just asking me to eat pineapple. Like out of all fruits, why pineapple? Like I still don't even understand why.
And as we've learned, masturbation is what some people do to ease their depression. So masturbating more won't help you. Like with any compulsive habit, the enjoyment of it diminishes over time. Start by trying to limit your time masturbating as much as possible. Try to look out for the signs that trigger your habit. This might involve deleting apps or being more selective with the kinds of movies and shows you watch. As a chronic masturbator, you might be surprised by how many other habits are influenced by your masturbation habit. It can be difficult to admit that you might have a problem, especially with something as personal as your masturbation habits. Remember, if you're young and experiencing hormones at a level you never have before, it'll probably slow down eventually. Just try not to become dependent on masturbating.
Damn, this is an insane image, bro. I'm always strapped with a tissue box. But being handcuffed to the tissue box, bro, that is an insane image.
But if you're older and have successfully navigated through puberty, maybe consider some methods to help you slow down, like finding distractions and spending more time socializing. Your habit becoming chronic could be tied to another problem like depression or anxiety. Again, speaking to a professional therapist about this could change your life. Could you relate to this struggle?
Okay, so I think I now understand the answer of this question. What happens when you goon too much? So basically, I don't think there are any like serious like physical like repercussions. Like I don't think your ding-a-ling is going to fall off or anything. But I think it's mainly mental. Like it's literally the same like dangers of like doing drugs. Like I think from a psychological aspect, gooning is like extremely similar to doing drugs. So I think what they're trying to say is that if you goon every single day, then you sort of become desensitized to gooning. And so therefore you have to goon more and more and more every single day. Like you got to increase your baseline level of gooning, because otherwise you won't feel that level of, you know, happiness and like stress release and all that. But then it gets to a point where like you are so desensitized that you need to goon so much to actually feel the happiness and stress release and everything, that it becomes like impossible to goon that much. And so when you don't goon that much, you become like super like depressed because you're being too desensitized and reliant, like overly reliant on the goon. I think that's the answer to this question. But let me just double check whether your ding-a-ling can actually fall off. Bro, look at this Quora question I just found. If I goon more than 20 times a day for a month, will my ding-a-ling fall off? I think if you do it 20 times a day for a month, yeah, the only thing that will happen is that you'll have one arm stronger than the other.